Hello, this is Pastor Katie, and I am bringing you another spiritual practice for your day. A spiritual practice is kind of like a spiritual exercise that strengthens our faithfulness muscles, and this exercise helps strengthen our connection to God. So today's spiritual practice is coloring. Yes, you heard that right, coloring. So coloring or creating art of any kind has emotional, physical, and spiritual benefits for us. It can help lower the levels of stress and anxiety that we are feeling because it can quiet our restless mind and help put us kind of in a meditative state. It could maybe help you get a better night's sleep, especially if you're putting that phone down and doing a little bit of coloring to unwind. If you're a kinesthetic person like me, regular prayer or meditation may be hard for you, but this is a helpful practice because you're actively doing something. Your hands are busy even as your mind is quieting down. So you could choose to draw a picture. You could pull out a coloring book. There are so many coloring books for adults with beautiful images to color, or you could print up an image from online. And so today I am planning to color a rainbow. And so rainbows have significance for us as Christians because they remind us of God's promises and God's care for us. And children in Italy began coloring rainbows and adding the words, "Everything will be all right." And they would post these images in the front of their homes, on their windows, to show to people who are walking by as a reminder that everything will be all right. And so we are passing through storms right now, but in time, everything will be all right. So I invite you to grab some coloring supplies. I am using some colored pencils today. You could use markers or crayons, whatever works for you. And I have printed a sample rainbow from offline to color today. And you can feel free to freehand your own or find another image, but I have included the link for this one down below in the description, so you're welcome to use that. Alrighty, well, let's get to it. So coloring is a chance for us to quiet our minds. We don't have a lot to think about. We can just let ourselves focus on the colors. If you are coloring a picture with lines, you can focus on staying inside the lines. Coloring also allows our mind to wander, and so maybe there's some stuff that we need to process or work through, and coloring can kind of let our brain do some of that. So I've colored my first part of my rainbow. Coloring can also, as our mind wanders, we can prayer concerns or things that we are worried about or mindful of can rise to the surface, and this can be a good time for us to pray through those concerns. We can uplift them to God, share them with God. Coloring also helps us remain in the moment. We're listening to the sounds around us, maybe in our house. You could choose to listen to music while you're coloring to add a different meditative or reflective element, relaxing. Coloring a quick, simple picture, taking some time to color, can help us feel accomplished as well. It's a simple little task, but just coloring and finishing a picture can just help us have a little bit of satisfaction in having completed something. In seasons where there's a lot of stress and anxiety in our lives, it can be hard to feel like we've done something worthwhile sometimes. And so maybe just taking a moment to create, put something beautiful out into the world, can help us just have a little bit of satisfaction in having done that, completed something beautiful. Okay, on to violets. I am gonna add the words "everything is all right" to my image, to my rainbow, and I'm gonna put this in our front window. We have these big set of front windows that face the street, and I think we might post this in there and just have that be like a nice reminder to folks as they're walking by that all will be well, Everything will be all right in time. I've always loved seeing rainbows in nature after a big storm, and just seeing a beautiful rainbow across the sky is always a beautiful reminder of God's true love for creation and God's hope for our restoration and wholeness and for our goodness, that God is watching out for us and wants the best for us. So I've completed my rainbow. I'm gonna add the words "everything is all right" and post it in my window. So it'll be a good reminder to us that everything will be all right. Well, indeed, friends, thank you so much for joining me for our little coloring spiritual practice. I invite you to print your own rainbow, spend some time coloring, and put this in your window if you'd like, or just find a nice mandala to color, or a coloring page, or just let your mind wander and create your own art and whatever you feel led to do. Thank you so much for joining me. Go with God.